Hi. Hello, everybody. Excuse my like big broad ass shoulders, but it's hot, so I'm wearing a tank top, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
And it goes a little something like.
I'm also in the middle of doing my hair. I just washed it and conditioned it, so now I'm gonna pick it out while I do this video. It's in line with what I'm about to talk about anyway. Like, y'all read the title, so like it makes sense, but still, I'm just letting y'all know what I'm doing. Hey everybody, it's Alyssa. It's a pleasure to meet you. Hopefully you're doing well on this wonderful, I think it's Saturday. Bam, I got it this time. It's Saturday. This video, this is honestly just something I've had on my mind for the longest time. Like, not even just this year with everything going on, but I've just kind of been thinking about this for a while. But something happened that made me want to make this video specifically. Y'all don't know what happened. Basically, there's this guy named, I believe his name is Sam. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm so sorry. I think it's Okir, but I think it might be wrong. Either way, he's he's from Ghana, and he lives in South Korea. Now, y'all may have seen him before because there was a video that went viral a couple years ago where he was basically explaining to Korean people how racism works, basically, like how it makes black people feel to be objectified and vilified and all that kind of shit. It was a segment off of a TV show or something like that, and people were like watching and people were crying listening to him talk about how, you know, the struggles that he goes through being a black person who lives in Korea. That's what a lot of people know him from. But he pretty much called out, I believe there's this drama. I'll put it on the screen though, just so y'all can avoid it. But there was this drama that's like going around and it's basically super racist. They doing blackface on that bitch or whatever. It's just a lot of fucking problematic shit. And he, rightfully so, called it out and was like, yo, this shit is not cool. And basically Korea, I'm not saying the entirety of Korea, but a lot of people made him apologize, basically forcing him to apologize for being upset that his culture was being, you know, made fun of, which is bold as shit, I'll tell you that. So fucking frustrating, and that's what kind of really made me want to make this video. It's hard being black and a fan of K-pop or live in Korea or anything like that. Being black in general is just hard, but and this is my thing. I have this weird, I don't like the way my hair is sitting right now. And y'all see this? Doesn't it feel like the side, it's like not sitting right? Like it's like flat to my head, and I don't know why it's doing that. Either way, but I don't know if a lot of you other black fans out there feel this way, but it kind of like low-key, especially lately, it's starting to feel like, what's the fucking point at this point? Literally, what do I gain from being here? It's like frustrating to the nth degree. I can't explain to you how annoying it is that every 10 seconds, it seems like, I'm just gonna stop fucking with it, whatever. It seems like every fucking 10 seconds, either like an idol is coming out doing cultural appropriation, another idol over here done said nigga, Korean people being racist against black people yet again, blackface, you know, N-word, all types of just terrible shit, and it just keeps happening. It feels like nobody's learning, nobody's listening, even with the Black Lives Matter movement, with everything going on in the world, all the protests, all the things, which I know that they fucking see. It's not like South Korea is not reporting on this shit. Like, I know they see the shit, whether or not the news is reporting it from a, you know, non-biased standpoint and not making it seem like we're the villains here is whatever. But either way, it's like, it's not like they don't know what's going on. So with all of this shit going on, and there's just constant shit just keeps happening and happening and happening, it's like, bro, why do I bother? Why do we bother? And it's this weird kind of like double-edged sword. I was thinking about this at work like I normally do, but it's like, I be feeling like sometimes like, bro, I kind of want to give this shit up. I kind of want to just say fuck it, because why do I bother when these people don't give a fuck about me? When these people don't give a fuck about me or my culture, but will continuously reap the benefits from acting like they're black, from taking my hairstyles, from taking my music and my culture and the way we dress, everything. Y'all will take everything from us but refuse to treat us like people. It's like, why do I bother? But on that same note, it's kind of like a weird thing, because it's like I feel obligated, for lack of a better term, to listen to K-pop because it's so built off my culture. It's like, y'all can't exclude me from this shit because you get this from me. You know what I mean? It's like when I see motherfuckers running around with dreads and cornrows and you know, doing the hip hop trap shit and, you know, all of that stuff. It's like, How can y'all really try to tell me that I don't belong here when you were literally taking Duolingo to leave me the fuck alone? Damn, I did my shit already. Anyway, I'm obligated to be here because this genre is so heavily influenced by me and my culture. Not me specifically, but you know, my people or whatever. So influenced by us and our culture. So I feel like I have a right to be here, but at the same time, it's like the people of Korea, of K-pop, not every idol in the world, of course, and I'm not speaking to every single person. You know, y'all should know that, but I feel like I have to clarify because somebody will get mad. You know, it's like most of you niggas just feel a type of way, and y'all refuse to learn. I feel like Korean people are, and I don't want to compare. I don't want to say Korean people are like white people. I don't want to say that, but it's just so interesting how when you call out a Korean person on being racist, and when you try to educate them on why the things that they do are wrong and why it's offensive towards black people, it's insane how angry they get. They will be ready to rip your fucking head off by just simply assuming that they're racist. Like, they don't want to hear it, and that's why I say I don't want to compare them to white people, but that's how white people act too, girl. Like, they be more offended at the thought of being called racist rather than actually being racist. It's like their actions, Korean people, their actions of vilifying black people, of putting on blackface and making jokes at our expense and not treating us like people and whatever. They do that. But when you outright say, hey, that's racist, it's, how dare you call me a racist? What is wrong with you? I demand an apology. You should leave this country. How dare you call me racist? How dare you even insinuate that I would ever be racist? You know what? You should leave this country. You shouldn't be here. And then they get to that shit. Like, Korean people be mean as hell. They be like, girl, go back to your country. You don't need to be here. You don't deserve to be on Korean soil. Fuck you and your people. They be going off, girl. And it's like, why do I bother? It really be like, why do I bother? And you know, to that, from the outside looking in, if I was talking to any of people that I know, whoever, like a friend or so, who isn't a K-pop fan, they do be looking at me like, bro, why do you put up with the shit? I had a friend literally ask me recently, was like, how do you put up with it? And I'm like, I don't know. I think it has to be a thing, because I've been number one, for me personally, I've just been a fan for so long. So like 10 plus years, it's gonna be hard for me to fully disconnect from it, because it's literally been like a cornerstone of my life for as long as I can remember. Like, I got into K-pop when I was super duper young, I think 12 or 13 or something like that, I don't know. And I listen to K-pop the same way I listen to any fucking music. They're just such a big part of my discography. So it's like, for me to delete all of that shit, it would be hard. Like, a lot of these groups that I talk about, I have stan since debut. Like, I stan BTS since debut. I've been aware of NCT since they were SM rookies. Like, and it would be really, really hard for me to fully disconnect myself from the genre completely, because there are some groups and some people that I genuinely do care about. Because like I say, of course it's not every single body, every single fucking person within K-pop being racist, being violently racist, because it do sometimes, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, sometimes it really do just be the companies who don't fucking do their research and put their groups in cornrows and shit, and you know, that's something that happens. But then it'd be other situations where these companies continue to do it even though we're telling you to stop. So then it's like, it's intent at this point. You really just don't care. Some groups I do feel like I can trust. Like, there are groups out there that I stand, like, you know, like BTS. And, you know, to an extent, I feel like that with Luna as well. It's like, I feel like I can trust them. I can feel like that. I feel like that they do care about, maybe not me as an individual person, of course, but like me and my people. Like, they care about black people and they don't want to upset us. Maybe they have done things in the past, but they have done things to atone for that. I am saying that for the person in the comments who's gonna come at me and link me that video of, here's a compilation of all the problematic things BTS has done. Yes, I'm aware that that exists. Are you somehow fucking, you know, are you new for bringing it up? No, somebody sent me a link to that video on my old video where I talked about the whole But Namjoon thing, and I was like, you think I don't know that? Like, what do you gain from saying, oh, all armies should see this? We know, we're aware of it, nobody's hiding it. Y'all think we trying to sweep shit under the rug? No. Like I was saying, there are some groups and some idols and some people out there that I do feel like I trust, but then there are the other like outliers, like NCT, for example, where it's like, I like NCT, I do really like them, but their company, but SM, and they have constantly been under scrutiny for doing shit. And it's not even, some of the stuff is not even stuff SM did, like the Jaehyun situation or whatever. It's like some of the stuff that they do, it makes it hard, but at the same time, it's hard to unstand, you know? And even recently with Stray Kids, I just recently got into them. And yeah, they did apologize for the stuff, and you could argue that that apology was kind of vague, and you know, some people have the right to feel that way as well. Like, I'm not saying like you shouldn't feel a type of way. People are allowed to feel how they feel about apologies. If there's an apology given, people are allowed to want to accept the apology or not accept the apology. I do not agree with anybody who feels like they need to tell people, well, they apologize, so you have to accept it. Like, yes, the apology is out there. What people will do with that is up to them, but they apologize. That's the important thing. But, you know, I do acknowledge that they did apologize, but the fact that they kind of use that as a blanket term to apologize for everything that they did, when, like, we were trying to get people to acknowledge the first thing Chan did, and he kind of didn't want to acknowledge it, and then it took all this time to get to it. It's like, I'm glad that we got there, but at the same time, it is frustrating. And there are other groups out there that I stand as well who have had their problematic tendencies, and some of it don't be the company, some of it do be them. And it's like, I don't want to believe that anybody or any of them out there are like violently racist to the point where they hate us, you know? I don't ever want to believe that. Do I believe it's ignorance? Yes, but at the same time, it's like, some of y'all are grown-ass men. Some of y'all be in your like mid to late 20s doing this shit. And it's like, haven't you learned at some point? Hey, let's talk about Red Velvet's whole situation for a minute. Wendy lived in Canada, admittedly not America, but there are black people in Canada. What the fuck was up with that shit? You are a grown woman. You know better. You know, it be situations like that. And that being said, I do still love Red Velvet. So it's very weird. It's very weird. Red Velvet is another group I stand since debut. Like, I was around when Happiness dropped. So, like, I remember that shit. And I do feel a type of way about Wendy, but I do love Red Velvet. I do feel a type of way sometimes about Jaehyun and what he did, but I do love NCT. I do feel a type of way about Chan sometimes. I'm a new stan and I feel a type of way, but I do really like Stray Kids. So it's just so fucking like frustrating and weird, and it's like this push and pull, because it's like sometimes I be wanting to kind of say fuck it, but you can't say fuck it. It's not like, in me at least, I feel like I can't say fully fuck it and I'm just gonna do what I want necessarily. I still have to be aware of the things that people are saying and doing, because it's like, as a black person, I can't just let shit slide. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, me personally, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I seen a tweet some time ago that was basically like, at some point, I think a lot of black stans are gonna be tired of this shit, and we're all gonna fucking like migrate and go back to whatever it was we was doing, because we getting tired of this shit. And I do see that happening at a certain point, especially with the Sam Akira shit. And again, I'm sorry if I'm saying his last name wrong, but especially with that situation, me personally, it's like, I don't know. And like, I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna probably still sit here and make my little K-pop videos. I'm probably gonna continue to, you know, continue my journey into Stray Kids. I'm probably still gonna be listening to NCT, still listen to Red Velvet. And that's the thing too. It's like, to go back to what I was saying, where I was saying like, I can't just be unaware of the stuff that's happening and just let it slide. But at the same time, it's like, maybe a part of me is letting it slide, because I'm continuing to stand, you know? Even after Wendy did her shit, I still listen to Red Velvet's new song. I still currently listen to Red Velvet, you know? Even after the whole Jam situation, after everything, honestly, NCT is done, I fucking still have the repackaged Neozone coming in the mail. I still did buy both versions of the first fucking Neozone. So even with the whole thing happening with Stray Kids, literally, as soon as I decided I was gonna stand Stray Kids, the whole Hyunjin situation happened, and I continued to fucking go on, decided I wanted to stand. So it's like, maybe I'm a part of the problem. But it's like, I don't be wanting to believe that these people are like, I don't think that I don't know, maybe it's just me, because I want to believe in the best in people in general. Like, I don't want to believe that everybody is just born hateful. And I do believe that in some situations it do just be ignorance, but at the same time it's like, at where is the breaking point? At what point do I decide, all right, I've had enough of this? You know, at what point do a lot of us decide, like, what is really gonna be the cutoff point? I don't know. It's so hard to be rooted within your culture and continue to be black and be proudly black but still be a K-pop stan. I admit that it do be hard as shit. So when people be like, at first, you know, for the first couple of, I don't know how long, for whatever, when people used to give me shit about K-pop, being a K-pop fan, when like, those Korean niggas don't love you, that's the thing that I've heard a lot. And it used to bother me for a little bit. Even to this day, it doesn't bother me because I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I like what I fucking like. So like, K-pop to me is not a guilty pleasure at all. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, it's like, I do be understanding where it comes from. I do understand where it comes from. I get it. Like, it took me all this time, maybe. No, I think I did know though. Like, when I first got into K-pop, yeah, first couple 3-4 years or whatever, but at some point it did click, because there do be those times where I go in and out, you know, where I'll be fully head first, like full into it, and then for a year or two maybe I just dip and I'll just go do something else for a little bit, because it does get exhausting. So, and I don't know if I don't think that's what I'm gonna do right now, even though it has been very hard for me to keep up with everything. But that just has to do with the fact that I'm a multi and I stand in a lot of groups, so trying to keep up with everybody is already gonna be a problem. Like, girl, BTS comeback, Luna's fucking summer package, we possibly might be getting a Luna comeback soon. You know, I just recently got back in the G-Friends, so I gotta go back on them. Just recently got in the Stray Kids, gotta go back on them. Red Velvet just had they shit happen. It's like a lot. So that's just me being lazy. When am I gonna get on that? I don't know. I've just been struggling a lot with, like, I think quarantine is finally getting to me. That's another thing. Side note, I think quarantine is finally getting to me. I was already an introvert. I already didn't go outside that much at all. So like, the first couple of months of this was fine. But I think it's really starting to get to me now. Now I'm really feeling stir crazy. Like, girl, I'm sick of this house. And I feel like that's really been impeding my work process and my creativity, because it's like, I'm always here. I wake up and I see the same shit. I eat the same food. I drink the same water. I do the same shit all day, every day. And it's like, why? I don't want to do anything at all. I get to where I should be laying in bed like, I don't want to edit. I don't want to film. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I don't know what this video was. This is more or less just like a vent or a rant or whatever. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video. But yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed it, thank you for watching. I appreciate it a bunch. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more videos of mine, it'd be sick if you hit that subscribe button down below. And also, if you're already subscribed, you can hit that notification bell so you can be notified for when I upload videos. That's a cool thing. Make sure you do that. Also, if you just like this video, it'd be cool if you gave it a like. I appreciate it a whole bunch. I have social medias, so if you'd like to follow me on my social medias, you can if you want to. I have a Twitter and I have an Instagram, and I also have Twitch, which I will start streaming on eventually, one day soon, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Maybe when Splatfest happens, because Splatfest is coming up. So maybe we'll do a stream for that. So in the description box will be links to some petitions where you can sign petitions, places where you can donate, all important links regarding everything that's happening in the world right now. As much as, you know, all that stuff is there. So make sure you check that shit out. It only takes a few seconds to sign some petitions, to donate. Do whatever you can. You know, don't go out of your means, of course, but do whatever you can. And that's it. And I'll see you guys whenever. Bye. Bye. I kind of streamlined that outro. Kind of not really though, because I got sidetracked in a couple of spots. I'm doing it again. I should probably go.